Hello and welcome to Corner Fine Art. Today I'm going to be showing you my process for completing this watercolor painting of a bouquet of roses. So for this I have my color palette here, and I started off with a light sketch of the roses. So I'm going to start by putting a wash very lightly over the sketch to lay the foundation for the colors that I will be applying in more intensity as I go. So this painting is from a photograph that I took of a bouquet of beautiful roses from my mom's garden, and she wanted me to paint this, and I agreed that it was a beautiful setup, so I wanted to recreate it with my watercolors. So I started laying down some green as well, very lightly, just to start off the painting. And if you have seen some of my previous watercolor videos, this is how I usually apply my watercolors. I first start with a very light wash of the colors that I'm going to be using, and then I build up different layers as I go with some darker values and also mixing some different shades of the color, in addition to some warms and some cools of the colors that I'm using. So what I mean is, if I'm using this color green right now, I will mix in a little bit of yellow later on to make some areas a little bit warmer green, and some blue in the shadow areas to make the green a little bit cooler, to show that shadow and that darkness. So I wanted to do a longer video just to show you my process from start to finish. I am going to speed things up a little bit in a little while, just to go ahead and show you how I completed the piece. This took me a few hours to do, but I wanted to show you the beginning in detail and then speed it up a little bit to a time lapse so you could see from beginning to completion. So the way that I start my watercolors is usually with a light sketch the piece and make sure that I like the composition, and then I decide what colors I'm going to use and what watercolor palette I'm going to be using, and then I start applying the watercolors. And another thing is that with the watercolors, you can go back and erase some of these pencil lines, or you can cover them with a darker color, as I'm doing here with some of the green, covering some of the pencil lines of the petals, showing some edges of the leaves and where that overlaps with the flower petals. So recently I've been painting a lot of different flowers, and I've been trying to do more outdoor painting as well. If you saw my previous video on painting outdoors, plein air painting, I answer some questions, and I encourage you to check that out. I'm going to link it down below in the description box so you can see it. And I worked on that video because I wanted to encourage other artists to go out and paint plein air. I think is a very useful activity, but not only if you consider yourself an artist, but also if you are trying to get into painting, or you just want a relaxing activity to do and you have a beautiful yard. It's good to go outside and paint from life, paint from nature. And also, like with this painting, take some photographs of what's around you in your garden, in a friend's garden, your family's garden, and take inspiration from those photographs and turn them into beautiful paintings that can be sold or they can be a gift. I am going to be making prints of this painting to sell on my website, because I think I really like the way it turned out, and I think it will lend itself well to some archival prints. So hopefully you guys check that out. My website, coronafineart.com, and on my Facebook as well. I will be posting when those are ready. Facebook and Instagram. You can follow me there. It's Corona Fine Art. All my social media and website is the same, so it will be easy for you to find. And also, if you have any requests on videos, you can definitely let me know, and I'll try to fulfill the requests as they come in. But I'm usually making videos of some commissions that I have, projects that I'm working on. I do some blogs of some of my art exhibits, which, by the way, I have one coming up in downtown Winston-Salem right now. So I'm going to be setting it up this weekend and the beginning of next weekend, and hopefully I'll be making a video to show you the process for setting up the exhibit that I'm gonna have with 2 other artists that are also inspired by nature. So stay tuned for that, and remember to subscribe. And I'm working on the base, and the vase is a glass vase that I'm painting, so I'm trying to make it, a light transparent color. And this is another reason why I like to use the watercolors when painting glass, because I think that it lends well to the transparency, to show the transparency of the glass. And then starting to add second layer on the flowers to define the petals and create some overlapping as well. So, the more pigment, the darker the color will be, and then the more water that you add, the lighter the color is going to be with the watercolors. So keep that in mind as you work on your watercolors. And these brushes that I actually got maybe 2 or 3 years ago have been very useful, and I really love them. They're a Japanese inking set brushes. They're very great to use, and they just spread the watercolor beautifully, and they don't come apart like others that I've used. The hairs stay in the brush and not all over my paper. Well, enjoy the rest of the process, and let me know if you have any questions and if I can answer anything. As always, I enjoy sharing with you the process of the paintings that I'm working on, and here and on my website and on my Facebook as well, and my Instagram, and I invite you to visit those and connect with me. And another thing is, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really is encouraging that have people subscribe and watch my videos, so that I continue to make more content. And I do enjoy making the videos of the paintings and projects that I'm working on, and hopefully you enjoy them too. And as I said, I will have prints of this painting, so if you would like one, reach out to me. My email is in the description box as well, and I'm open to commissions if you would like one of those as well, more personalized. And I am now doing online lessons as well. So because of the situation that we're in, where it's sometimes not comfortable for people that I come into their homes, I'm focusing more on virtual lessons and one-on-one art lessons. So if you're interested in that, it's a great thing to do because it allows me to reach a wider audience anyway. So it's definitely something that I enjoy doing. So enjoy the rest of the video, and until next time. you.